Hi, welcome to Stories and Spoilers, the podcast. My name is Alyssa. I am your host, and I am here with the owner of Jay's Bookshop and Bakery. I love this company more than anything. This episode of Books for the Soul is highlighting an amazing Black women-owned bookish business. They have book boxes, they have tea, they have t-shirts, they have all the amazing things. So without further ado, may I introduce my friend, Shari. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm so happy that you're here. You're the first bookish business I've ever highlighted, and I'm so grateful because as an ambassador, I am a huge fan. I've been a fan since I met you. And I just want to hear all about your inspiration for your business, what drew you into creating this, and you're also an author. So it's like
Yeah.
two for two, you know? So tell me all about you.
Well, first, thank you so much for having me. It means the absolute world. And yeah, Jay's House, I'm the founder and co-owner. I co-own it with one of my best friends. We've known each other since we were 12, so God, honest, a very long time.
That's so cool.
And no, we were just really inspired by a couple of things, just, our bookish community and just wanting to be a bigger part of it and really kind of engage with our South Florida community, especially, there's not as many third spaces around. There's not as many like indie or locally owned bookstores as there were when we were growing up or
Mm.
as compared to like other states.
Yeah.
And then especially, especially as Black women and as an author, really seeing how book bans and censorship is really impacting not just us as authors and readers, but kids and families too. And it was just like, so we really wanted to be part of that kind of resistance.
Mm. That's amazing. I think it's really cool because when you walk into large bookstores like Barnes and Noble, a lot
Hmm.
of the black books are either pushed all the way to the back or the only ones that are in the front are like the New York Times best-selling authors. It's very rare you see independent authors kind of pushed to the front.
Hmm.
Even just trying to find like romances, sci-fi, horror that's led by black authors or queer authors of color, they're quite hidden or they don't have them at all. What are your thoughts on that? Have you also noticed that? Because I feel like it's just me. So I was wondering what your thoughts were on that. Because I've never experienced that with your bookshop. You highlight so many different authors, but I feel like with larger bookshops, you do notice the way they treat authors of color.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just reflective of society at large in a lot of ways, you know, uh, kind of acting like DEI and diversity is a problem when really it's our strength.
I agree.
And I'm really glad you said that because that is why we exist. We want to be able to push authors of color and queer authors and authors from different perspectives and different thoughts all the time, especially because you can't always find them somewhere. And so a lot of people do come up to us and say, wow, there weren't this many books with people who look like me when I was growing up. Or, we carry a lot of books in Spanish and sometimes Creole, and then they get really excited because they buy them for their kids. And that's just really important.
That makes me really happy because while having your spring box, I'm sorry if you see my cat in the corner.
That's okay. My cat
He's
was darting around
Yes.
somewhere.
For
So
every cool bookish person out there, there is a pet in the distance supporting
yeah.
you. But
Hmm.
I got your amazing spring box, which is Heart of a Champion. For listeners out there who aren't looking at the visuals, that's totally fine. I'm holding up a little box, and it's full of beautiful hardcovers with sprayed edges and tea, and all of your boxes have tea, sweets, bookmarks, two hardcovers, depending on which option you get. And one of my favorite things about each book box is like you select everything to go with the theme. So you did like a beautiful, amazing vampiric box in the summertime last summer, and it had two major vampire books that had black leads. I remember you had red velvet cookie, you had these specialty marshmallows. Each element of the box was not only sweet, but also well thought out. And it had a bookmark that had like fangs on it, which was freaking cool. You also have like books for children as well, which is really amazing. So it's from every age. I was wondering what book kind of made you fall in love with reading and how has that kind of led into your business?
Growing up, I mean, there were so many different kinds of books, but I think the ones I remember, like the earliest ones I remember, are probably like R.L. Stein's Goosebumps and Fear
Ooh,
Street books. I
yeah.
really love those. And yeah, I mean, it's a tale as old as time. You know, you grew up reading books and it just became a core part of your life. And now this is just who you are. You're just a girl with a million bookshelves that are somehow still packed.
100%.
Yeah.
And I also own one of your books. I have so many books on my shelf, so please ignore this. But for listeners out there, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am pulling a book out of my very stuffed shelf. This is Cool, Awkward, and Black. I have been reading it and enjoying all the short stories, but you actually have a short story in this book. And I
I
was
do.
wondering, this is super cute. It has magic, it has sci-fi elements, it's a little bit YA. And I was wondering what inspired you to write as well.
Um, hmm, yeah, I'm gonna say also Tales Old as Time started as a fan fiction writer.
Ooh, okay. What fan
And then it just
fiction?
kind of snowballs from there. And
Okay.
so Cool Awkward Black is an incredible, amazing anthology edited by Karen Strong. And I'm one of 18 super incredible, talented Black writers in it. And my short story, The Book Club, is a contemporary fantasy um, YA. And it's basically Black Sailor Moon.
That is so
That's
that's a great description of it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Black Sailor Moon. Yes. What if Sailor Moon were also witches and had a book club?
That is so cool. It's definitely giving like a brighter version of the craft and also a lot more
Mhm.
like optimistic and fun
Yeah.
looking at the view of magic, which is super cool. I will link this book in the show notes below, along with Jay's amazing Instagram and their website. So everything that I mentioned, just so y'all know, is going to be in the show notes below. My next question for you is, what is your favorite book that you've shared in your book boxes and why? It's okay if you have multiple. We want to hear about them all.
Okay. In the book boxes, I am a huge, huge fan of the Legend Born cycle. And
Ooh.
so when I got the box from Simon and Schuster, and so for people who don't know, the copy of Oathbound, Oathbound is the third in the Legendborn cycle.
Yeah.
And in the books box, we do have signed copies signed by Tracy Dion. And so when I got the case, the couple cases from Simon and Schuster, I literally just sat on my floor and fangirled over a signature, which is insane. But you know,
Understandable.
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually own Legendborn, Bloodmarked, and Oathbound, which is all three books. I have been saving them. Once the third book came out, I was like, all right, I'm gonna read them all.
Now's
I'm
the
just waiting for
time.
them all to be together. Because I've heard
Yeah.
the horror stories, y'all. You read book one, book two's not out. You read book two, book three's not out. I
Yeah.
decided, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna miss
Honestly,
out.
that was smart. That was
You
smart.
know
Hmm.
what? There's a meme that I'll probably add on Instagram where it's this guy, he's like pointing at his head. He's like, yeah, yeah, I thought about it. I feel like it's like that Kendrick Lamar song where he's like, he goes like bing bop boom boom, and he's pretty much he's like, I'm all that shit you don't understand. Like I'm a few steps
Yeah.
ahead. Like
No,
I don't
no, I
mind
get it.
missing
I
out.
get it.
I don't
I
mind
get it.
missing out because then I'll have all my books. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't follow the trends. I don't follow the trends. I set them. Oh, that's
Girl.
it's you know what? There are times when there is a series and it's worth the hype. To
Mhm.
my knowledge, those three books are linked to like Arthurian legend, the
Mhm.
Knights of the Round Table, Black young adults,
Mhm.
giving, to love interests, who's she going to choose? For the lovers
Mhm.
of the Vampire Diaries, who also really loved like oh, there was a show that was out in like the 2000s. It was on Sci-Fi and it had like a talking dragon and it was a retelling of like the Knights of the Round Table. It was Merlin. It was Merlin.
Oh my
Merlin.
God.
Yes. This book I
I forgot
heard
about that.
has those elements
Yes, it does.
which is
Yeah.
cool. And I didn't
Very
realize it was
great
dark
series.
magic. A little dark
Great
magic.
series.
And grief. I do want to give a trigger warning. Pretty early on in book one, there's a loss of a parent. So in this series, though, I'm excited to read it. And I'm so grateful that you highlighted this book because everyone was trying to get this book. And there was a lot of controversy, which I wonder if you've heard about as well, with Oathbound, where people were claiming, I don't know if you heard about this, this is the tea. Apparently, word on the street between the chickens and the raccoons. Before I began this recording, I said that I've seen a raccoon and a chicken fight in the streets of Miami.
Which Yeah, sounds
You
about
know,
right.
it's the same thing with rats in New York. Like there's
There's
legends
just chickens,
and you know it's true, but it like
and
you're
it's
not
just part of
sure.
life. There's just chickens.
Listen, it was one of those things where we're on the street between the raccoons and the chickens, the Barnes& Noble girlies and the Target girlies. Apparently, people were saying that large publishing companies thought that this series wouldn't sell,
Hmm.
and they weren't pushing it as much as they were pushing books like Fourth Wing. You know what I mean? So seeing this book become a New York Times bestseller, seeing so many readers really push and support this amazing author, including your business,
Hmm.
it's making room for Black authors. It's making room and it's showing financially as well. We will
Hmm.
pay for books with Black leads. Like we will support this, not just because it's a Black character, but because we see ourselves in her.
Hmm.
And as someone who wants to hop into this series, it makes me feel very good that there's so much character development that many people have loved this series. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
not because of like Black tokenism. It's not because it's like, well, I have to
No,
read
no,
for
no, no.
diversity's sake. No, this is a really, really good series. I cannot wait to dive into. So I'm excited to hear that you also loved it because I'm
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
okay, am I
Absolutely.
alone? I'm very, very excited to read this.
Total fangirl on my floor moment.
You know what? Okay, so that's one of your top books that you've shared with the world in your book box. That's
Hmm.
the one you're going to choose.
That's the one.
Okay, heard. I also wanted to know something about you, which
Mhm.
is what does diversity in the book world mean to you? It's a big question.
It is a big question. That's a big question.
Yeah.
So to me, it really just means that like the world around us, truly, it really naturally is just so diverse. And it
Mm.
what diversity in the book world means is just that publishing just needs to reflect reality, right? That's
Yeah.
it. We all have stories to tell. We all have led incredible lives. We all have wild imaginations. We all have a history and a desire for magic and adventures, and all of those stories deserve to be told equally.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. Speaking of diversity and books and what you want to see, are there any upcoming books that are on your personal TBR? Books that you're like, you know what? I cannot wait to get this. I want to share this. Even authors who you're low key like, I'm not gatekeeping, but like that's mine. Like that's my part. Like that's
Ah,
my vibe. You know what I mean? Share them. Let the
yeah, yeah.
listeners know.
Okay. Oof, there's so many. That's the problem. There's so many books. Okay, off the top of my head, because this is kind of what I've been thinking about all day anyway. There's this upcoming anthology. It's a
Ooh.
dark academia anthology called These Dreaming Spires, and it's the second one after in These Hallowed Halls, which is another dark academia anthology. So good. I am a dark academia girly. Love it so much. And so I'm really excited for that anthology. I'm also really excited for Love Spells Trouble by Nia Davenport. And the reason that's on my mind right now in this moment is because we did just announce a collector's box that we are doing with her. We're partnering with her and collaborating on this brand new book box. It's not part of our subscription, so something I'm really excited about. And honestly, the book is so cute. It's so fun. It's so funny. Um, I know it's one of those things where like I know there's a million books that I'm excited about, but ask me to pick one in this moment, I can't. There's so
I
many.
get it. No, I totally understand. Personally, I have a book I'm currently reading, and
Hmm.
it came out a while ago, but I didn't feel like nobody was talking about it. I actually have it right next to my bed because I'm like, I read it at night because it's so calming. Have you ever seen Practical Magic?
Yeah,
The Sandra Bullock and the vibes, the vibe. I always wish that Practical Magic was black. I was like, where
don't blame
are the
me. Don't
black
blame me.
witches? I was like,
Yeah.
where are we? I think we like Maine. I think we like Virginia. I think we like Salem. Hell. So I'm sitting here and I was like, where are the cozy black like witches? Where's the rom-com elements? And I'm interviewing this author very soon. And this is
Hmm.
Witchful Thinking by
Mm.
Celeste Martin. So it's a girl and she's like in her late 20s, early 30s. And she's kind of lived in this town her whole life. And long story short, she bumps into her high school crush, who's a merman in modern
Okay.
day. And he travels, he loves shiny things. He's really into like materialistic things. And long story short, he comes back for a family thing. They bump into each other again, and his house is haunted. And she has to help him like fix the spell situation going on. And he's kind of like he can't stay in one place very long. And she loves her community and she loves her sisters there. And this is part of a series to my knowledge. And it's kind of seeing if their love can grow. And kind of once her spell has been broken on the house and everything happens, will he stay?
Mm. That
So
sounds so cute.
it's super cute. And even just the first part of the book is like describing like herbs and like their magical and medicinal elements, like rosemary, thyme.
Yeah.
It is super cute. And the writing is beautiful. So I was like, I feel like you would 100% vibe with this.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it
Uh
out.
yes, it is super. It came out in 2022. So it came out a while
Okay.
ago. But I'm
Yeah.
like, hidden gem, girl, where you at? So also, Celeste Martin is a wonderful Black author who writes really cute, like cozy
Mhm.
romances. And I just love magic. I love Black people and magic. And I just wish that there was more stories out there like this one. I'm so happy that have like low stakes.
Yeah.
Also, the romances are very well fleshed out
Yeah.
for fun. So yes, that's super. I just had to shout her out because I can't wait to talk to her soon. But like,
Well,
I feel
thanks.
like
I'm
you would
definitely gonna
love
go check
that
that
book.
out.
Yes, I was reading it and I was like, I'm pretty sure, like, I think you would enjoy this. It's
Yeah.
really,
No,
really
it
good.
sounds right up my alley.
Yes, she also has like a few autumnal books as well out that
Uh-huh.
apparently fit like October vibes, which I'm always in the mindset for. Okay, next one. What are your top five book recommendations you wish more people talked about?
Mhm.
This is your moment to like shine a light on books where you're like, damn, I feel like nobody talks about this. Like kind of like hidden gems vibes.
Hidden gems. Well, one of my couple of my favorite books, I really love Full Exposure by Tan Kim Lam. It's a contemporary romance set in New Orleans, and it's so good. One of my other favorite books is Sinner's Isle by Angela Montoya.
I just got that. Oh
It's so
my
good. Did you
God.
start it yet?
No, I literally just got it yesterday. I finished A Cruel Thirst a few days ago. And I read
Yeah.
that with a friend. Oh my gosh, for those who love like romantasy, who love adventure, who love enemies to lovers, I cannot wait. And I'm doing a guest episode with Angela very soon with my friend
Oh, nice.
Calissa. Yeah, so
Yeah.
small
Awesome.
world.
Yeah, no, I
Yes,
read that book in like 2 days, I think. Like,
really.
yeah, I loved it. Anything else?
Hmm.
This one it is pretty well known, but it came out a while ago, and unless you're a heavy like fantasy reader, you may not know it. It's the series called The Lies of Locke Lamora.
Ooh,
Very good. Very, very good.
okay. What's it about?
Um, it's a it's set in a second world fantasy, and it's about a man who leads a cult of thieves. And it's really epic. There's a lot it goes into it, but it is so, so good. Like incredibly good. And
Mm.
then another one that I really love, I really love Portrait of a Thief is another very good series. It's a contemporary heist novel. And one thing about me, I love me a good heist.
Hmm.
Love me a good heist.
Okay, say less. A
Yeah.
heist. I
Yeah.
heard that there's like a super amazing book called Six of Crows that has a heist.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard about that one. That's
Yup.
good.
Yup. Well, my friend Kavashti like talks about this book all the time. It's like her ride or die.
It's so
Like
good. Yeah.
you feeling sick, you feeling sad. You know what to fix that? Six of Crows. I'm like,
You
oh,
know what?
so
It would. It would. It
I
would fix
haven't
a
read it
lot of
yet.
problems in
Once
your
again, that's a
fix
hyped
fix a
book.
lot of problems in your life.
I hide from hyped books because I've been hurt. I've been hurt. I've been
Oh,
burned.
I'm so
My
sorry.
edges were gone. My eyebrows were gone.
Not
Fourth
the
Wing.
edges. Not
Fourth
the
Wing.
edges.
I'm talking to you, Fourth Wing.
Oh,
I read the first 10 pages of that book. I went, absolutely not. No, thank you.
oh,
It was like eating the driest chili. It was like having the worst
oh,
seasoned eggs. Like it was one of those books where I was reading it and I was like, I'm not gonna poo-poo on something that everyone loves. But I was like, where is the hype from? I didn't get it. It felt like Divergent, How to Train Your Dragon, and like just a badly written bodice ripper that wasn't even super like well edited
oh,
was all smashed together. That's what it felt like. I was like, oh, I think I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
oh.
I pushed that plate
I'm
back. I
sorry
went,
you
no,
didn't
thank
enjoy
you.
it.
It's
I'm sorry to
okay.
hear
I
that.
love romantasy. That's the worst part. I love romantasy. My cat looks like Toothless. I don't mind a dragon. I'm here for it. I just,
I'm still reading it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Still
oh
reading
no.
it.
Immediate regret.
Oh, good.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is for folks who love that series, I still love you. Papa's not mad. It's just one of those things where it's just not for me. It's not for me. There are certain books where I feel like it's like, I don't know, it feels like it's like a type of restaurant. Some people love it. Some
Hmm.
people can't stand it. The restaurant's not bad. It's just a taste thing. It's
Hmm.
just a preference.
Yeah.
Some people are
Yeah.
Halle Berry girls. Some people are Beyonce. You can support both. You know what I mean? But we all low key have a preference. So it's one of those things where I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. But there's certain books out there that deserve all the hype. Archer's Voice deserves all the hype. The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest deserves all the hype. Like it
Hmm.
deserves the love. Um,
Yeah.
but
One of
yes.
my absolute favorites contemporary romances in the world. Well, there's two, both written by Black women. One is Queen Move by the goddess Kennedy Ryan, and the
Ooh.
other is The Art of Scandal by Regina Black. And those are probably among my absolute favorites romance novels, adult romance novels.
What are these books about? Tell me
So
more.
Queen Move is part of the Kingmaker series, and it's about a woman named Kimba who, my favorite romance trope is friends to lovers, and
Mhm.
she reunites with her childhood best friend, who was going through a divorce, and they kind of just rekindle their old friendship, which very quickly turns into a romance, and so, so good. And The
Oh.
Art of Scandal is kind of like a fake dating kind of situation where a woman finds out that her husband's cheating on her. And that's not a spoiler. It happens in the first like 5 pages.
Oh.
Um, and so she kind of has to keep up the sham of her marriage for election cycle until she meets this brooding artist in town and just falls head over heels.
Ooh. Okay. So you've got The Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan and The Art of a Scandal by which author?
Regina Black.
Regina Black. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. For folks out there who love romance and who love certain book tropes, okay? I see you. All right. Queen Move, Friends to Lovers, The Art of a Scandal, Unexpected Love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We here for it. We here for it. I recently read Rhythms, I think it's Rhythms Blues.
Mhm.
The book was so good. It was so good. If having my eyebrows removed is the bad experience, then Rhythms Blues is like having like my nails done. It healed something. It
You
healed
are killing me with
something.
these metaphors, sis.
It
Sis.
I was deeply hurt and disrespected by the fourth wing, but something was healed inside of me. I went in broke, I came out a baddie. That's what Rhythms Blues did to me. And that's by Kimberly Brown, and it
Mhm.
follows a woman named Rhythm, and she's with this guy who used to be super nerdy. Now he's this like big time rapper. Everyone loves him, like he is that guy. And long story short, his company he works for, but the producing company is like, hey, you have to fake date this other artist, who I imagined is like Sexy Red. That's who I imagined. And he's like, yeah, I'll fake date her, and my real girlfriend just want to be in the spotlight. Like she won't mind. His real girlfriend's like, this is BS. Don't like it. Don't like it. And he's like, oh well, it's just for work. She's like, no, no. So Rhythm works with like older individuals. She's like a nurse. She owns her own practice. And long story short, one of the producers who's working with I think his name's like Rakim, which is like her boyfriend she's having issues with. One of her producers is named Channing. He works with her boyfriend, low-key ex-boyfriend, and she cuts his ass off after some very disrespectful stuff. And Channing, she bumps into she's caring for his grandma, and she bumps into him, and he's this like smooth talking confident like producer, like he's worked with a lot of people. And long story short, like they have a one night stand, she leaves, he sees her again, he's like
Mhm.
and they have to figure out how they're going to be together because he still works with her ex-partner, and her ex-partner thinks that they can fix it, and she's like nope, and he's like yeah we can, she's like so that's their love story. It's super good. Like I really
Yeah.
enjoy it. A little unhinged, but I like it. You know what I
The best ones are a little unhinged.
mean? You know
The best
what?
books are a little
Very,
unhinged.
very spicy.
Yeah.
I will give a heads up for that. It was super
Oh,
fun.
okay.
But I was like, whoa, she was not holding back. She was not holding back. Fourth Wing was underspiced. Rhythms Blues reunited me. You know, I my mind was blown in the best way possible. So yes, that was my thing. I hope that you read that at some point because it was absolutely amazing. I actually read it through my library. So if you
Nice.
have the
The
Libby app,
Rhythm Blues.
yes, it was an
Okay.
audiobook, which it has an audio and an ebook version, and I know those are physical
Mhm.
copies well on Amazon, but the audiobook I highly recommend because the voices, the male actor's voice was so smooth and beautiful, and Rhythm's voice was very like poetic, and you got every time she was upset, every time that she felt comforted, it was just divine. So I was like, yes, give me more. And I'm hoping to interview Kimberly at some point because she was really, really like her writing is just bomb. Okay, and then wrapping it up, because I do not want to take up too much of your time. My last question for you is, what is something you'd like to share with listeners about your book business?
Mm. Just, that we're here. We're not going anywhere. And our biggest thing, our goal, our aim is to bring a third space to Broward County to really connect not just with our bookish community, but with our community in general, the Broward community. We want this to be a place where people can not just come and buy books, but they can spend time with their family, they can
Mm,
meet new people, they can find like family resources, things like that. So we're here
that's
for you.
really cool. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I feel like your book business, whenever I see you guys like tabling at events, I actually met you guys in Fort Lauderdale one day during a
Yeah.
really like, it was a really hard
So
time.
random.
Yes, it was very
Yeah.
random, but like I was having a pretty cruddy day, and like I saw you guys with your beautiful table. Their logo is this like beautiful orange and white. They always have baked goods. They always have all their books laid out beautifully, and just the nicest people you'll ever meet. And
Oh,
it was one of
thank
those things
you.
where it was a hug. Like your book business is literally like a hug. And so cool. Also, like in this economy, where you're gonna get two hardcover books plus baked goods plus bookmarks for such an affordable price. Like as a college student, it's not even like a major splurge for me. It's a gift and it's a blessing to always be able to encounter your amazing business. I'm just
Oh,
so
thank you.
grateful
That
you're here.
means that really does mean a ton.
Yeah, we need Black businesses. We need women-owned businesses. It's important
Mhm.
because Barnes& Noble, there will always be one around the corner. But at the end of the day, like they care about making money. It's a business. But I feel
Mhm.
like companies like you and like your effort to share books, your effort to like highlight diversity is not to meet a quota. You
Right.
actually care
Yeah.
about the authors and the reader's experience. Like you want to be inclusive. It's genuine, you know? So that's worth so much more
Thank
than like
you.
going to Barnes and Noble. It's not. I'll go there, sure, if I hang out with a friend, but like for me, it's like your business for me is just like a heart. It is so
Thank
important.
you so much.
Yes, I just feel very, very happy. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful you guys exist. Yes. So thank you so much, Sherry, for coming. And I cannot wait to do a book talk about Cool, Awkward, and Black. I will definitely be doing a book talk about this. And who knows, maybe you can come back and we can talk about it together. I do non-spoiler episodes too. So I don't have to like dive too deep in. You know what I mean? But overall, keep bringing magic to the world, keep being amazing and cozy. And thank you to all the listeners for being here. So, yes, have a great day, y'all.